Somebody asked me recently about an eBay store. They subscribe to an eBay store, the one that's about $20-something a month, which is what most people should be at. If you've got more than 50, 60 items in your inventory, you should strongly consider getting that $20 level store. I'll talk more about that probably in a different video. There are lots of advantages to having a store. You can run sales, you can run discounts, markdowns, promotions, all sorts of things like that. You also have categories that you can put your items into. If you sell a lot of books and a lot of records, then you can sell books in a book category and records in a record category. And the advantage that gives you is you can do things specifically with one complete category and affect all items in that category. For instance, you can run a sale just on your records. You can run a sale just on your books. Depending on how many categories you have, kitchen, appliances, whatever, the more a category, the more control you have to boost certain areas of your store at different times of the year. About September, you might want to start putting some of your winter jackets on sale. And you can easily do that because you can categorize jackets and run sales on those. But there are lots of other advantages to stores. We'll talk about that. Many of you already have stores. But someone asked, I got a store, but I'm wondering about, should I create categories? And I just answered that, yes. The more detailed the categories are, the more flexibility you will have in the long term. And we'll talk more about that in other videos. But next, he said, should I mess with pictures of my categories? Because when you subscribe to a store, eBay wants you to put pictures on your categories and just kind of gussy up the store, just as if you were opening a department store. You want it to look nice for visitors. You want customers to feel welcome or to understand what you're doing. That's why I think you should take 5 minutes to find pictures for your best-selling categories. If you don't, you're going to have just a generic store, and that's fine. It doesn't hurt anything really to just have a generic store, and you just take advantage of the store advantages like $25 worth of shipping supplies every quarter, or $50 depending on your store level or higher. But the category thing, the discounts, the promotions that I talked about, and there are other ways to make a store really work for you that we just can't do without a store. And also you get a lot more free listings each month. That saves you a lot of money. I think you should consider putting pictures on your store categories that have the most items in your store. Now, what kind of pictures? Let's say you're an everything seller, as most of us on this channel are, and you sell kitchen appliances. I'll go ahead and say books, records, and quilting supplies. I don't know why I picked those four. Kitchen appliances, records, books, and quilting supplies. What kind of picture would you put on each of those four? If those are your top 4 selling categories, what pictures would you put on them? I think you should consider this whenever a buyer looks at your store, and they will, because every single listing you create, if you have an eBay store, it's going to have a link that says click to see this seller's other items. And whenever your buyer clicks on that, because they might want to buy something else from you, they might want to buy some knitting needles from you if you sell quilting and sewing supplies. And sewing, for the men out there, sewing supplies are sometimes called notions. Why do women call sewing supplies notions? I don't know either. I'm a man too. Who knows? Who knows why they do anything? But anyway, if you sell notions, someone puts something in their cart in your sewing store and they want more notions from you, they're going to click see Jill's other eBay items, and that's going to bring up Jill's store, and hopefully her sewing category is obvious and easy to get to, and the picture makes it clear what it is. I like to do old-timey pictures whenever I create categories for a store. Whenever I get a top-selling category, maybe I add a new one. Last year I bought hundreds and hundreds of Funko Pops to resell. And so I had to add a Funko Pop category, and I had to decide what kind of picture do I want on that? Because for a while, I was one of the top selling Funko Pops the first few weeks I sold them. So it was important that I put a Funko Pop picture, because if I just had books and panel rolls and kitchen appliances and my standard categories that I already had pictures for, but I didn't have a picture for Funko Pop, that category is going to appear amidst all those others if someone looks at my store. I'm going to have 3 pictures and then 1 blank that just says Funko Pop. It's not going to be attractive. I think you should consider using old-fashioned pictures. Even for Funko Pops, old-fashioned pictures. And that's what I do. And my toys, I have kind of an old-fashioned 1950s and 60s, mid-century. All these are kind of mid-century modern. Oh, the coins and bills, not necessarily, but everything else. Christmas, I have a lot of vintage Christmas items I sell, so I have kind of a mid-century, see the black and white television there, mid-century modern family around the TV and Christmas tree, home and garden. Got this brother and sister reading a book in the 1950s, kitchen and cooking. I've got this kitchen that looks like it came straight out of the TV show Hazel. Now, I'm way too young to know what the TV show Hazel was, but most of you are old enough to remember that. So on. Sports, I didn't necessarily go old-fashioned. I probably would, if I were to change this, go to maybe an old 1920s football team playing each other. They had these weird leather helmets. But I like this old-timey pictures. And what you can do is go to Google Images, and one of the options says, give me free content, things that I don't have to pay a license to use. And Google will give you thousands of images. You can say, old-fashioned mid-century kitchen, okay? And it will give you lots and lots of pictures you can grab and use in your eBay store. And you just click on category whenever you're doing your store edit and add picture, and it will put this picture on your category. And so anytime someone goes and looks at your items, they see a nice array of interesting pictures. Now, if I use something more modern, like even Funko Pops, I would go with the 1950s toy collection of some kind. Even for Funko Pops, I'd probably get Grok to change and throw in a few Funko Pops there amidst all of the 1950s toys, just because it's a Funko Pop category, something like that. But I really like the old-timey. If you do some modern toy store, every toy in that store is going to be outdated in a year and a half. It's not going to make as much sense a year and a half from now as it does today, because toys come and go a lot in popularity. And that's why old-fashioned pictures that are kind of related to the topic, and you only have to do this for 4 or 5 categories. I think eBay only allows you to do pictures of 4 or 5, and that's it. So just download old-timey pictures, and I believe that you need that to spruce up your store. I also suggest you put a picture of you and your spouse. And if you're not married, and if you don't live with another person, I don't know, put your mom, put somebody. Make it a family affair. Make sure that people know they're buying from people. Don't just use the generic picture. If it's just you, okay, I guess, just put your picture. Now, I love dogs. I really do. And we had dogs for years and years. Sadly, our last one passed away about a year and a half ago, and we just decided he might be the last one we're going to have. But you could put a dog or a cat in your picture if you just, if you have a pet and you love them, and that's great. But I kind of never did that because I don't want people who are allergic to pets, allergic to dogs, allergic to cats, or think they are. A lot of people really aren't, but they think they are. I didn't want them to think that they are buying something that might be full of cat hair, dog hair. So I don't think it's wise to put your pet in your picture, even if you're totally by yourself and no one lives with you and no one ever will live with you because you're a curmudgeon. But try, if you can, to get someone, your sister, your brother, just make it a family affair. I think people who are reminded are buying from people, other people, not just some big faceless eBay corporation. eBay still has a community feel. I think you should promote that. So you should also put your picture, hopefully your family's picture. Worst case, put a picture of you as a kid. If you're really all alone, but you've got some old photo of you and your parents and your brother or a cousin, put that as your picture. They're going to know that that's an old-timey picture. And one of you there is probably the store owner, but probably one of the kids. There's nothing dishonest about it. And it reminds your buyers that people are buying from people. And I think that lowers the risk of negative feedback. Trying to work it out with you, contacting you and say, I know this was probably a mistake, or it arrived broken, but it looks like you really wrapped it well. I'm sure you tried, but we've got a problem, and how can we deal with that? I would much rather them do that than start giving me negative feedback, item not as described, all of that. I want them to think, I kind of feel like I want to work this out. And I mention this a lot. Just yesterday, my wife hands me another card that we got. I'm thinking, Oakland, California. Now, I don't know anyone in Oakland. I used to have one of my McGraw-Hill publishers that published my very first 5 books that I ever published internationally. McGraw-Hill had their headquarters there back in Oakland, and I went and visited that time, but I haven't been back to Oakland. And knowing what I know about Oakland, California, I never will go back again. Believe me, they don't want me there, and I don't really want them. But that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. From Oakland, California, this person sent us a card, a thank you card. Dear Janie and Greg, just wanted to offer you a thank you for your sweet note. Remember, I write a handwritten note on every item I sell, and I hate doing that. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I've told you over and over on this channel, do that. You don't have to put a card in there. Just write it on the eBay packing slip. I do that every time. All my feedbacks dramatically talk about what a sweet note you all wrote me. Like over and over, you look at my feedbacks, you're just going to see they even put a handwritten note. Well, this lady sent us a card and thanked us for this skillet. It was like a $19 skillet. Used. It was nothing. It was nothing. People, though, are used to horrible customer service. Horrible. That's the norm these days. I just mentioned this in a recent video. Bad customer service is customer service these days. So anything you do to personalize, remind them, it's just a family selling to a family. We want this to work out. It almost always does. If there happens to be a problem, just let us know. And I think the picture goes a long way, but I think just from a general eBay store appearance, you should put pictures on those top 4 or 5 categories, and I've just suggested a way to do it without you having to think too much. What's the right toy store picture? There's probably not one, so do an old-fashioned toy store. Do one from the 1800s. I don't even know if there were toy stores back then, but you can get AI to make one for you. Give me an 1890 Old West style toy store interior, and they're going to put a bunch of, wooden handcrafted toys, things like that in that picture and make it real old-timey. That would be a great toy category picture. Like I chose this old toy store, toys, collectibles, an 1800s toy store would be a great picture. This is just good in order to brighten up your store and make it make more sense, more attractive. You don't have to make it really attractive. Just this is an easy answer to, you should put pictures on your categories, yes, to answer that person's question. And this is really, I think, the easiest way to do it. And it's evergreen. It always works. This 1950s store will never be out of style. Everyone knows that's an old-fashioned toy store. They'll never think, well, there aren't toys like that anymore, like they would if it were a picture from last year's toy store at the mall. Are any malls still open these days? I don't know. Those are my quick tips on a store if you have one. If you don't have one, you probably should have a store. I'll talk more about that later. But anyway, this gives you an idea of how to format your store and make it more appealing, and also to reduce your negative feedbacks by personalizing your store as much as you can.